Obscura. Now this is an interesting map, Saya. I feel like this map probably has the most like nuance of any map, right? Because it's like you could really try your best to play the portals, or you can counter like the opponent's strategy if they really try to play the portals by just getting like a simple pass like right on through. So I love to see what teams really try to do on this map.
Yeah, it really will be interesting to see how they navigate this map, and heading into the draft as well. I really like the POLR Coretex draft because it is very simple. I think their gameplay is very straightforward. I think the Atlas will do amazingly on Gates of Obscura. On the other hand, Dr. Bebop playing the Mako, yes, but now and Rasmus are already pretty self-sufficient, and you need to try and use this mobility to the greatest extent. It's not going to be that easy though against the Atlas.
That is absolutely true. I do like, indeed, like what you were saying there, the Atlas. Nice one from Chaotic, getting on in there, staying on with that passive too. I really like the Atlas combined here with the Zentaro, right? He also has reverb to keep himself alive. Zentaro's like greatest weakness, basically, is that he just has not a lot of health pool. He just gets killed a lot of the time, and that just makes him this like incredible glass cannon. But hey, with Atlas on the side and reverb, honestly, we'll probably be seeing Chaotic stay in a lot of situations where they might actually just try to send him out, because he's got the health pool to keep them alive here. And Atlas in general is just really good at defending on this map with both of these moves. Honestly, both of them. I was just going to say with Expanse, but really great with Astral Projection as well. Just having a nice ranged ability to help get those balls through the portal as well. Like right there, boom, hits the Brawler, gets the ball in the portal. Guess who's in the portal? His Brawler. And that's what we're going to be seeing basically the whole time.
Yeah, lots of core speed out from the mind of Lufoxtio. A in the corner now, almost taken out by the Pendulum Swing later into the game. That might have been a KO, but barely staying alive is Chaotic as well, being chipped down at the moment. The Atlas healing not quite enough to get Chaotic too healthy. So again, like you mentioned, the fragility of the Zentaro is going to be something to really be aware of here.
Yeah, for sure. Approaching here with the flip. Spends it, actually ends up missing out on that situation. Chaotic does lose it there, but no problem. The Fool going to keep that barrier alive, though. No problem with the help of A as well here, helping defend again. Yeah, who's in the portal? Your Brawler, and this is the situation we'll be seeing a lot. It's just sometimes better to really just do an open clear and get the ball away from that portal, because you don't want your goalie to having to just strike war against the opposing Brawler all the time. But sometimes it is definitely difficult when the opposing team is playing for that. The Brawler actually tanking the whole turret nicely for his team, and that's the kind of teamwork we love to see here from the Ballin Ballers. Fool, no problem keeping this one away into the portal one more time. A and both Chaotic are as well there. Here comes the Expanse. Chaotic going for the stun, and sometimes that's all you need, bro. Sometimes that's all you need to do as a Brawler is stun the goalie when the ball is just on the way, and boom, there you go. POLR Coretex up 2 now.
Yeah, up 2, and looking good on the meter department as well. A, importantly, almost at that flip, and gets it off of Cyber Swipe on kickoff. Brawler being brought incredibly low, almost flipped off the edge, and already it's POLR Coretex in the lead.
Absolutely, yeah, they are in the lead here a little bit. They do lose a barrier in the process, though. Really great turret from A to cause a whole lot of destruction there. Only one barrier is going to go down in return. Unfortunately, the Brawler looking a little bit weak here. Actually, Chaotic coming back to do a little bit damage to the Brawler as well. They're probably saying, hey, we might want to get this guy out of here. But it is posing a lot of extra pressure, though, as they're bringing the ball a little bit too close to this open goal. But a lot of energy is on POLR Coretex. Actually, just about the same amount of energy is showing up for Ballin Ballers. The Foxio could get a nice flip play here if we can get the ball away from Chaotic, though, and it's going to surprisingly get hit out of Chaotic's hand right past the Fool. Nice point there from Ballin Ballers. Bebop ready to go.
Yeah, and with flips available on their side as well, it's a much more even kickoff situation than it was the last point. They managed to win that one, but a strike shot going wide. Chaotic being comboed almost off the edge, going for that orb here, but taking chip damage from Dr. Bebop. Flip in front of the net, Oni's Blade in position. That's going to be a barrier taken very comfortably by Chaotic, looking very nice on that Zentaro pick, but a flip out by Lufoxtio. Brawler keeping the core in the hands, and Dr. Bebop almost dead.
Yeah, really close there, but does get a little bit of heal up, no problem. A is looking like the one who's next on the chopping block for sure. Spends that flip to try to get it over to name Chaotic, but there's no avail on that one here. Brawler trying to approach on the correct side here, right on the bottom. This is where you want to be if you were the side of Ballin Ballers, but a lot of extra defense coming out from Polar Cortex is going to make sure that these barriers stay up. As I say that, though, we do get a nice offense from Ballin Ballers to make sure that they go down into the hands of Brawler. Does kind of a long-range pass self dribble there with that Death's Touch. It's not going to be enough yet here. It looks like we're out of cooldowns for just a moment. Foxdio's job to get the ball on over to the Brawler one more time, defending the bottom side of the goal successfully here against Name Chaotic and A, who's going to try to reinforce it with that glitch pop, and they do successfully get it over to the Brawler, but he just has too much space to work with right now. The Fool can easily clear it away, and it's going to be a tough spot to try to get the ball over to the Brawler. It honestly feels like the Polar Cortex is playing the portals really well right now.
Yeah, now a demon angle, almost finding a big opportunity. A flip by A going out means a big resource burn, but Lufoxdio doesn't get strike back in time. That's Polar Cortex with a bit of an awkward set win, but you know, he'll take it.
You will indeed take it. In fact, you can't not take it. You have no choice but to get 1 point next to your name. You've taken it no matter what, and we have the Fool as the first to grab one of their awakenings here. Not too much incredible stuff for Atlas here, which Rapid Fire is probably going to be the easiest pick, absolutely. Making sure you get more of those primaries for sure. I mean, we do have sparks on the on the starting awakening, but no sparks on the actual board here, though, so a little bit of a sad situation if you're A and Brawler, but maybe, yeah, getting denied the size here, too. Honestly, size is just good on Kazan, or sorry, on to Zentaro, stealing it away from Rasmus, too, and honestly, this draft was a little interesting. I mean, kind of lackluster in general, right? Like, we have Adrenaline Rush now, and we have, like, Specialized Training Rasmus, which could cause a whole lot of problems later, but maybe we'll see, like, this 1-2 punch from A do something incredible.
Yeah, we'll see if A can find some magical dash pops here. Name Chaotic almost getting the barrier all by themselves, 1v3, not quite, but it would be quite exceptional if that actually happened.
Yeah, another defense here from side of Polar Cortex, though. Actually, offense, sorry. Keeping this ball on the front side is what I'm trying to say, as A is going to play these portals nicely. I mean, I haven't really seen much of the portal play from Ballin Ballers, but you can see A be living in these portals right now as Zentaro's just holding the line on the bottom side. Name Chaotic is just not letting this ball go past and almost takes the whole thing by themselves now into the hands of the Brawler. Strike Shot Glitch Pop is going to make sure that the ball gets away. Foxdio has a chance to now grab a little bit of control. They're trying to get it over to Name Chaotic, and yeah, the Fool does a successful job of clearing it out. Now in the hands of A, and then, yeah, just the Astral Projection. Easily clear right now, and a double blast from the Fool, and A is actually going to destroy the Brawler, and now we have a nice power play for the side of Polar Cortex, and yeah, dude, nice Oni Blade redirect. You know, sometimes I forget that Zentaro can do that, but yeah, he can do it.
Yeah, Lufoxio, I think a little bit of a blunder there. You need to strike early or use the flip in that situation. I think that if Lufoxio struck immediately, that was a very, very easy routine clear, but just stood there for some reason, which, not usual from the Ballin Ballers, but we'll see if they can recover here as the Brawler and Lufoxio combine. One barrier taken, looking for 2 here, but good defense by A.
Yep, great defense into the portal. Actually, not the greatest portal pass in the world there from A. Actually, both the opponents ended up being in that portal, but now we have the Foxdio and the Brawler grabbing that final barrier here with a little bit of good teamwork, spending the drum and bass to get the ball away from Name Chaotic successfully as well, but A is going to be there in the midfield to try to keep the ball forward. The Brawler has a chance to get it, but gets foiled by Strike Shot there. Dr. Bebop, sorry, yeah, Dr. Bebop, I don't know what I read that wrong for a second. Bebop keeping the ball away from these barriers once more, and a nice flip stun combination from Brawler and Lufoxdio. That was actually really great to get that Death's Touch onto the Fool there. The ball goes nicely, and I mean, you really can't do a lot about that. Like, if you're the Fool, you would have had to invade before the flip even happened, so it's like, that's a tough situation to deal with.
That definitely is. We'll see if they can turn it around here. Oh, a good strike shot by the Fool. It just continues the offense for Polar Cortex, but the Brawler capitalized on the other end of the play. And those moments are so big in Gates of Obscura, really just turning the tides. And wow, what a hook, what a play by Lufoxdio on the follow-up as well. And a hit stun to secure the goal for the Ballin Ballers, a big turnaround.
I am actually just straight up eating my words right now. You know, I said Specialized Training Rasmus, maybe we'll see something. But honestly, all of that extra power on pulling the goalie, even in their goalie arc, is actually causing a whole lot of problems for the Fool, for the side of Polar Coretex in general. So, hey, specialized training is really working out right now, so I'll be good with that pick here as we're going to defend both of these barriers here with that drum and bass. The Brawler approaching here with the Foxy. They do get it out with the help of I had it. The A Brawler going onto the bottom side, getting one of these barriers with the pendulum swing, trying to help it out through, but we do get the astral projection to get it through. A flip onto the portal there from the Fool right over to Name Chaotic, who's going to flip themselves, but ends up losing it there. But man, A also has a flip. Really a lot of great double offensive situations here. Now the Brawler could possibly use this flip of their own to get this last barrier. Almost had a combo, but the ball actually just went a little too fast in that situation. They're actually looking to deal damage here to the Brawler. Yeah, look at that. Look at the combination. You can see it perfectly. They're chatting. They're chatting in those comms saying, hey, it's time to kill this guy. And, I mean, we need that teamwork from both of these teams if they're trying to have a nice close game.
Yeah, we'll see if they can make something happen here. Lufoxio with a very, very long wait to try and maintain possession here. The Brawler looking for a strike war win, but the Fool is a little bit too wise for that one, but it slips around the expanse this time. A passing play up to the Brawler is expected. Name Chaotic in the corner almost finds a perfect vertical slash to keep possession, keep it in the hands for the goal here, but an amazing strike shot by Dr. Bebop flipped away, but right into the hands of A, and a glitch pop through to Name Chaotic. Perfectly played by the Polar Coretex forward duo.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. A actually just used those cooldowns perfectly to keep that possession and gave it right into the hands of Name Chaotic. So that was really beautiful gameplay there from that forward duo for sure. Now in the hands of the Fool to get that one out of there with the Astral Projection. We really see the Astral Projection is like kind of incredible on this map. The Fool is placing them perfectly, getting the ball into the portal. Here comes the Expanse, the Astral Projection. And now he actually doesn't have any cooldowns left except this strike shot probably, but the offensive pressure has built up for his team, and now he gets his cooldowns back, and that's just kind of how this team is going to be working here. Into the portal, Foxio gets the ball on over to the Brawler, who gets kind of displaced there out of the pendulum swing. They're going to try to work on grabbing this barrier. A is going to continue helping with this second goalie situation as they're going to bring the ball onto the top side, maybe use your own drone as a strike, yeah, but it's going to be defended away from the firewall sentry too. Really a good defense every time that A ends up backing up. I mean, just notices when his goalie is in trouble, and that's big.
Yeah, oh, really dangerous spot here, but the Incinerator Drums get it out of there, but Name Chaotic and A continue to maintain possession here. Really good clear by Dr. Bebop off the bottom edge of the goal, and somehow the Ballin Ballers get out of that situation alive. They still have a chance to tie this game up, but the flip, forcing the flip out of Dr. Bebop, it goes to Name Chaotic, looking for the shot to the bottom side, doesn't quite connect, but it goes up to A, and once again the Ballin Ballers hold. It's a miracle.
It is a miracle right here. A nice touching the tip of that barrier here. Really good angle from the Brawler. The Astral Projection doesn't get the wall, but Brawler can't seem to maintain control of it into the portal, into the hands of A, actually back into the portal, tries to get the stun, but it actually gave Brawler the ball either way. It was either stunning the Fool and having the goal end up working, or stealing the ball, and that both was actually successful. Both of those situations work perfectly for Ballin Ballers, and man, taking that first set successfully here. We got Lufoxio grabbing the first awakening. A lot of good choices here. Extra special, cast last, maybe even timeless. I mean, I like the picks here from the Ballin Ballers.
Yeah, but that twin drive is looking scary. The Fool continues to build up the wall and make it so difficult for the Rasmus to really just get around the Atlas, right? The main ability against the Rasmus for the Fool is that Cosmic Expanse, and having two charges, having that uptime is going to make it a lot more difficult for the Ballin Ballers to get those plays that they did so well in the previous set.
For sure, especially combine that with reverb. That actually gives a pretty solid amount of cooldown reduction, especially on like a 20-second cooldown. It's probably down to like 19, probably down to like 17 seconds with reverb, so it's going to be really effective with that twin drive too, even 2% cooldown to go with it. But a power play here for the side of Polar Coretex is going to make things just a little bit more difficult for Ballin Ballers, but we do have a big defense there. Only one barrier gone. Again, sometimes that's just the best you could hope for in a big power play moment. As we have the Foxio clearing that ball out. Fool misses, but not ends up losing the barrier for it. Wow, A goes in, spends that flip just a little too far away from it, but either way, they're going to grab the barrier with that play there. The Foxio can try to get it out of this firewall sentry, but doesn't successfully do it, but does successfully redirect the ball down to the Brawler, and they get a really good angle. Steals it away from the portal. I like that. I'm not entirely sure about the finishing of this play. I think we might be out of cooldowns here. Oh, love that drone to make sure it does not go in the portal, because Name Chaotic, who has Flip, is standing there.
Oh, and what a shot by Name Chaotic right past the outstretched arms of Dr. Bebop. Unable to get it with the drum and bass. Name Chaotic on Death's Door gets it done, and that's a lead for Coretex still.
Yeah, a little bit of a heartbreaker there, because, I mean, Zentaro was completely staggered and, you know, ends up scoring the game after being staggered. Sometimes it's really tough to confirm some of those kills, especially if you just don't have, like, sometimes it's really just a character difference to confirm some of the kills, but we'll see if that comes into play anymore as we set up the Firewall Sentry here with a combination of Name Chaotic's determination, keeping them in. They grab both barriers in one great play. Lufoxio tries to keep it in with a couple of drones that can't seem to maintain control because the Brawler is getting knocked away to get the stun onto the Fool, but still maintains barriers. One down as well. Okay, Name Chaotic can't control the ball here. The Brawler does a nice approach with the Whiplash. A lot of defense from the Fox too, but does go end the portal. Making sure that it actually goes back in, but seemingly got a good redirect to make sure that the ball went at a different angle when going through the portal, not directly to Name Chaotic. Waits out the Astral Projection as well and see if they can maintain some positioning here against the Fool 2v1. But yeah, you can see getting back perfectly, sending the Firewall Sentry, and that's going to defend the barrier perfectly.
Yeah, the Brawler now looking for a Strike War win, but the Fool has a follow-up with the Astral Projection. And once again, a hook it comes through, and that spec training is getting so much value for the Brawler here. So much pullback, and this time a mirrored shot. Lufoxio does what Name Chaotic did out of the range of the goalie on the other end, and the game is tied up.
Not bad, not bad. Fully tied up for the Ballin Ballers and Polar Coretex here. Again, kind of a big game here. We're trying to get our best placings for this liftoff, and it's going to result in this game. So one barrier is going to go down here. Name Chaotic spends the Oni Blade, gets the flips, waits it out, but another flip here coming in, but foiled again. Now we actually have Ballin Ballers looking pretty good as they spend two of those resources, or actually lose two. Yeah, spend those resources there. Name Chaotic does have a flip though, really getting close, but the ball does end up getting cleared. The Fool onto into the portal, but Lufoxio is playing second goalie right now, making sure that the situation isn't too bad for Bebop if it gets put in the Polar. Oh, okay, Brawler almost kind of died there, trying to set up a pendulum swing in a really tough situation, but out. We got a flip here from the Fool, who does end up clearing it. Big Oni's Blade. You can see the size difference is actually making a difference for that Oni's Blade. With a nice strike, but it's actually going to be Bebop defending that one away. Spends the ensnared drums, trying to get it on through with the help of that Sentry, and it's going to be both barriers down now for the side of Bowling Ballers. Brawler does have a flip. They might have to use it to get this barrier, or could be curtains if they wait too long. Yeah,
it is a passing play once again. This open net making it so difficult here. Dr. Bebop gets it away for now, but the possession constantly poor. Cortexers keeping it so well contained here. Name Chaotic, so many angles of attack. Good defense by Lufoxio and Dr. Bebop, but it seems like a matter of time.
It really does. A lot of energy building up. Yeah, I was going to say, Name Chaotic's got that flip. He's a little close. It's going to be tough. And also on the backside with a flip as well. So it's going to be a really tough situation for Ballin Ballers that they have survived before. But this time it's going to go into the hands of Polar Coretex. As we start off this next point here, the Fool helping a little bit with kickoff. Lufoxio has the ball on the bottom side, spending a drone. Can't seem to get that barrier just yet. Once again, here comes the Firewall Sentry to keep those barriers alive. Has just been doing a really great job of maintaining the defense with the Fool. Those barriers are just few and far to come between. They just can't find them. So they're going to try to set up a push onto the top side here. Name Chaotic. Bring the ball onto the bottom side for their advantage situation on their team. Brawler trying to set up maybe a pendulum swing, trying to get close, but oh man, the Fool ends up getting a kill with that Astral Projection. The team of Ballin Ballers just really trying to set up situations on these like corners, but the Fool is pretty much countering them, except for the Brawler, who's going to get that final barrier.
Yeah, that's a big barrier take. That's almost a perfect dribble here. The Brawler almost taken out, but still staying alive somehow. And now, as the push comes right back, the flip from Dr. Beal, but deflected away by the Astral Projection once again. But the barriers both still stand for the Ballin Ballers. The defense is impeccable at the moment in the Brawler. It's a matter of time before the possession is kept, but is once again the Fool defending.
Yeah, really good early expense there to not get checkmated by the pendulum swing from the Fool. Okay, Dr. Bebop does end up losing one of those barriers. Tough situation, but it goes far, it goes wide, keeps that barrier alive. Name Chaotic dribbles to himself and ends up getting that barrier as well. Okay, Firewall Sentry could have maybe resulted in a death for Dr. Bebop, but they keep themselves alive here. Now going to dribble onto the middle, try to get a passing play here. Eye over to Name Chaotic. Again, Bebop is going to have to deal with Name Chaotic, but the drum and bass is going to be good. A helping really hard with this cyber swipe back into the portal, into the hands of the Brawler, back into the portal. It's just a constant fight to see who can clear this ball, who can peel and get that one goal.
Yeah, it really is. Trying to get this core out of the way is the Brawler, and the Fool, no more resources left. Tries the strike shot, but the cooldown's not quite there. Another 0.5 on the cards here.
Nice, dude. Getting it in there with that Death's Touch. That was great. Evened up still. Big set, though. We want to get our first Awakening here. We do see A with 2 sparks. That could result in a really difficult draft if we see Polar Coretex taking the win for this set. But they're going to try to work this one out. There's only one barrier down. A flip here from Name Chaotic going in with the passive. It does not seem to get that barrier, just get Death's Touch to steal the ball. Again, in the hands of Name Chaotic. A comes through the portal. A flip from Bebop stolen by A. Again, keeping all of that pressure on, but they do maintain it with triple goalie situation to try to keep this barrier alive. I mean, this is the most valuable thing that they have, is this final barrier. And Chaotic looking a little bit weak, kind of out of the play at this point. Brawler can approach here with that flip, spends it. It's insane-o angle to get around that expanse. It is the only angle that gets it on through, and that's a well-deserved win for Ballin Ballers taking that set. Oh my god, that angle was good.
Yeah, and the Ballin Ballers now in the lead. It looked kind of hopeless for them near the start, but they're turning everything around, and Dr. Bebop now with a chance at the early part of this draft might be just going for that Super Surge here to try and speed the team up, with Ash Awakening finally being led through perhaps, or we'll have to see. It will be perfect form instead, a deny away from the Imi and the Atlas, but I think Polar Coretex are pretty happy about that because they're going to get Missile Prop Super Surge anyway.
Yeah, I think that how the game has been going, Missile Prop, it might be one of the best awakenings that the Fool could pick up in a draft right now. It feels like the Astral Projection is doing an insane amount of work, even getting kills in some situations where Ballin Ballers are trying to set up, like, you know, those vertical pendulum swings, or just trying to get to the wall to make sure that this edge clear does not work out. But that's going to be way more dangerous now here with this Missile Prop, 20% more power.
Yeah, it's going to be really dangerous in this corner. Name Chaotic in there. A in there as well. The barrier taken, but wait a second. A's dead, and that's a big power play. The Missile Prop, of course, helping out the Fool a little bit in terms of reach, but if they can get one passing play going, it's huge. But Name Chaotic's also looking a little bit huge with that strike range.
Yeah, really big right now. Getting on 2 size, 3 size perks, in fact, and possibly could even get Among Titans later for a teammate to make him even bigger, but trying to get this goal here. Brawler and the Foxio get foiled a little bit. Name Chaotic can spend the Oni Blade to keep it forward. Not really sure. I think that the Foxio and Dr. Bebop were not on the same page about that clear there. They're going to lose that barrier in return. Name Chaotic approaching kind of hard here. Spent flip from Dr. Bebop to try to make it so Name Chaotic can't get the ball too close. And yeah, that's just, it happens. It happens sometimes. You try your best to keep your ball away from the Brawler with that flip. But sometimes, you know, you add a cooldowns, and these things just happen. They approach, and it's rough. So well played there from Coretex to just approach when they needed to.
Right. Well, Polar Coretex continuing to try and maintain this momentum here. Name Chaotic going for a dribble into the EI rush, but not quite in a good flip out. Does mean that the Brawler gets first touch on the barriers at the moment. A with a flip away, but a good strike shot by Dr. Bebop. And once again, we're seeing the duality of the midfields here, right? A really wants those combo plays, wants to get in there, while Lufoxio is completely fine just patrolling the midfield.
Yeah, Lufoxio is definitely trying to maintain control of this ball, even if it might not result in the most offensive play yet. But we'll see what happens here as they got the ball in the corner, trying to stay safe against this Missile Prop. We'll see if they can get this barrier away from the Fool. He does have flip as well to go with it. Spends it in a little bit of a panic, and they do not end up getting the barrier. A triple defense here, but they are going to end up losing it. The drum and bass, maybe just enough pressure to get that barrier away. Now in the hands of the Brawler. Lufoxio ends up losing the ball over to Bebop, who's got a strike shot to give it on over. The Fool is going to spend that missile prop as well to just try to get the ball through the portal one more time. Name Chaotic be staying in the portal. That's why he's just focusing on the portal the whole time. He's just staying in the same spot. They might have to do some midfield passes here, as both barriers are going to stay alive into the drone. Lufoxio into the hands of the Brawler, spoiled by strike shot once again. A is going to go in with the Cyber Swipe. A pass directly to Brawler. Whoa, crazy mix-up from the Brawler to not go bottom side, and it's going to get past the Fool. And Ballin Brawler's looking good. Have a flip as well, and we'll see if they can maintain this momentum.
2 goals away from qualifying for liftoff here. A big opportunity for the Ballin Ballers to continue the momentum that they had from good performances in tournaments like Pick Your Poison, but a flip, a KO. Name Chaotic looking for the barrier. Good defense once again. And now Lufoxio putting on the pressure in the other end. They navigate this power play quite well, all things considered.
Absolutely. We have 1 second left. Yeah, back up here. The Brawler, no problem. As they're going to try to get the ball through, I spends the flip to give it over to Name Chaotic, who's just making a big mess of everything, but it's actually going to be drum and bass holding the ball, acting like an infinite amount of strikes, basically, as I is going to try to get it through with that glitch pop. It doesn't seem to maintain enough ball control here. Lufoxio going to the portal nicely, maintaining just enough health to keep themselves alive. Flip into the portal, not really what the Fool wanted there, but the actual projection is going to keep it forward. Spends the German base, gets stunned by the Slice and Dice, though, and going to end up losing the barrier there. Flip for sure. Here it comes, on over to the Fool, back over to A as well, into the portal. Name Chaotic's first one to touch it, but nice strike shot to keep it away from Name Chaotic, who can't set up anything into the pendulum swing into the astral projection, and we can see the Fool has just enough cooldowns to keep this one alive until we get Lufoxio helping out with the drone. The Brawler has a situation to get it on through, but the strike shot was godlike from the Fool, and he's going to keep himself alive with more cooldowns. The projection, the expanse. I mean, the Fool has got this defense down.
The Brawler to the top side, though, right out of the outstretched arms of the Fool. We see that so many times with the melee goalies, and perfectly played by the Brawler in that moment. Didn't even need the sweet spot of the pendulum swing, and now the Ballin Ballers are 1 goal away. The caster curse in full motion right now.
This is frame 1. I didn't even do anything. Anyway, focusing on this big pressure onto the bottom side here, though. Bebop gets that passive, trying to get the ball on through. Name Chaotic and A both have flip, but the pressure is being held right now. It's going to be relieved immediately by that flip. We're going to get a flip. Actually, it's going to be a double flip. Lufoxio and Bebop spend the double flip. Everyone goes in with the Slice and Dice and the Cyber Swipe, stunning both players, getting the ball through. And there you go. We got 2-2 right now. Still series point for Ballin Ballers. The pressure is on. Can Polar Cortex survive with this one flip that they have?
That is indeed the question here. Can they survive? Oh, but the Brawler's the one who goes down first. And now Ballin Ballers are on death's door. Lufoxio, no evades available, and the Fool pushing up with the missile prop to midfield. Name Chaotic continuing to push in the corner. The Firewall Sentry does get one barrier in the end. And now the push continues. Name Chaotic low, but has a recovery drone still in 0.5. It's finally expended. Really good resource usage there. But now the Brawler and Lufoxio are pushing forward, and we're just constantly striking it forward. The Fool is lagging out.
He's lagging. No way. Actually lags out. Literally last point. Probably could have defended. I don't even feel like the Ballin Ballers had the greatest offensive push there, and he lags out. Ballin Ballers, heck, what are you gonna do? Takes advantage of it, sends the ball in. That's it. Game's over. Ballin Ballers take it. That's the most unfortunate thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is horrible, horrible timing for the lag, because if it was the point before, they could have played out the point and just, you know, like, done a new point, but, like, it's at the very end. It's on the scoring attempt. What do you do as the Ballin Ballers? There's no decision to be made here. And Polar Cortex, unfortunately, will drop to the loser's side. Ballin Ballers qualifying for liftoff, and Polar Cortex, though, 2 more chances here. 2 more chances to make the liftoff in this tournament. So, they're not out yet.
That's at least they have that, because that I've been hurt today. That hurt in a lot of ways. Now I know that hurts me a little bit, you know, ow, but that hurts. I mean, they must be feeling really tough about that. I mean, it's a good thing that they have a couple more chances to keep themselves alive. Trying to call up your internet provider, say, bro, I'm in liftoff landing. I'm going to the moon, dude. So keep my freaking internet up. But either way, Ballin Ballers takes it. It's not like they couldn't have done it either way. You know, really great gameplay. A lot of Beautiful synergy coming out from the two forwards there. We see it all the time, and Bebop defending so well all the time, just always had two barriers up. Really great work from the side of Ballin. As we can see on this sheet, 322 redirects from the Foxio was really playing exactly what you were saying. The midfield section, might not have been pushing in as hard as he could each time, but that, you maintain a little bit more control of the ball that way and can kind of quantify what's going to be happening in these points while you are in that section. But they're going to take it. They're going to move on nicely. And I mean, that was still a good game. We might have lost 2% of that game to the Void, but 98% of that game, that was great.
Yeah, and well, we'll be right back. There's more qualifier matches to be had pretty soon. We'll probably see the Flying Blobos versus Wochos or the Handless Dogs up next. And that's it for us too. We're going to move on to a new casting block. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you soon.